Hey guys, it is the Magic Crafter. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a mermaid treasure chest, or merman treasure chest of course too, or pirate treasure chest. You can use this for whatever you want. But since I'm a professional mermaid, I use my treasure chest for professional mermaid work. As you can see here, I have a treasure chest that matches my tail Sparta. If you are a professional mermaid, I suggest you follow this tutorial making a treasure chest that matches your tail or your color scheme. And the crow agrees. Since this treasure chest matches my tail and your tail is not my tail, we are going to be making a different treasure chest that is just very oceany and mermaid themed. But it's going to be very similar to this, just with a different color scheme. Now everything I mentioned in the tutorial will be linked in the description box below. And if you dig my fancy gems and jewels and coins, I will also link those below for you too, in case you want to take them to events, because they are pretty awesome, and I actually have a treasure hunt video that makes use of a few of them, which you can watch in the description box below. Let's get started. In order to make your treasure chest, you will obviously need a wooden treasure chest. This one I got from Michael's, but I'm sure you could find some online too. I will link this one if I can find it. If not, I will link something similar. This one opens and closes. In order to make your mermaid treasure chest or pirate treasure chest, you will also need some pearl and possibly some gem beads, whatever you prefer. You will need some E6000 glue. You will want some wax paper for a clean working space. You'll need some paper towels. And last, you will need a whole bunch of paint. I love, if you know me, Martha Stewart's multi-surface craft paint. This stuff is super durable and I use it for everything. The first thing you need to do is lay down your wax paper so that you don't get any paint on your set. After you have done that, we are going to take either a white paint or a black paint, depending on if you want a light or dark colored treasure chest. And we're going to put down a base coat on top of the wooden areas. Now if you get anything on any of the other areas, that's fine. We'll be painting that another color anyways, so it doesn't really matter. For this you can use a paintbrush, or you can use a paper towel, or if you prefer you can even use your fingers. Just spread down one even coat of this paint. I decided to put 2 layers of the pearl white paint as a base instead of just one, since the wood was really soaking it up. And I also went in and I put a little bit of paint on all the other pieces because I realized this time around they're going to be lighter instead of darker. So if you are going with a light color scheme, you may want to paint over all of the darker areas with a little bit of white just so you have a base to work with. On that note, I realized I am missing a piece here, so we'll figure that out later. Make sure you check over your treasure chest before you buy it. I am now going to go ahead and put some more white on these darker places. That way when I paint with the color I actually want it to be, it'll have a nice base coat to go on top of. After that paint has dried somewhat, which it really hasn't out here, it's pretty cold, there's still snow on the ground, I'm going to take this pearl paint called Aquarium by Martha Stewart, and I am going to brush it lightly on all the wooden areas. I'm going to try to avoid the darker areas as much as possible, but if anything gets on there, I'm not going to complain too much. Now, I'm not going to take this color and put it on this bottom piece, but again, if some areas get some blue on them, it's not the end of the world. For this, I'm going to put a little bit of paint on the wax paper. And then I'm going to lightly brush it off onto the wax paper so I have just a tiny amount on my paper towel. And then I'm going to go in and brush that on to this part of my treasure chest. Once you've gotten your treasure chest to the color that you want, I actually went in and spent a lot of time dumping a ton of paint on this thing because the wood is just soaking up the paint. This thing has been in my house forever. It is so dry. So once you are done painting the main part of your treasure chest, we are going to go in and paint the details. I'm going to paint mine silver, and then I'm going to go in and add some special stuff on top of it. So what you need to do now is paint the wooden trim here and all of these darker accents, whichever color you would like to be your secondary color. Again, I'm going to be using silver. After you have painted the trim and the accent pieces silver, or whichever color you chose to paint it, and that has dried, you are now going to go ahead and get some glitter paint. I will be using 2 of these. I'm going to be using Blueberry Slush by Martha Stewart, and I'm going to be using my favorite, Sugar Cube. First, what I'm going to do is take a little bit of this Blueberry Slush and spread it on all of the accent pieces and the trim. Once that dries, I'm going to take the Sugar Cube and go over that for the second layer. So I'll have 2 different types of glitter and it'll look really pretty. So grab the paper towel, stick a little bit of your paint on your wax paper, and do what we did just moments ago, where you kind of lightly brush some of the paint off and then brush it on to your piece. And for this, the glitter is actually best to kind of use a dabbing motion. So that's what I'm gonna do. After we have added the blue glitter paint, mine's still drying in some areas, but I'm freezing cold and I want to get this done. We're going to add the Sugar Cube glitter paint on top. Of course, this is optional and you can do whatever you want, but this is what I want to do, so I am going to do it. I think I want to leave this spot right here just a glittery blue so it kind of stands out, since kids really like looking at this opening spot because they know there's treasure inside. Now that your treasure chest is super sparkly, which by the way, I decided to add some sparkles right there because that Sugar Cube glitter is just so pretty, I couldn't help myself. After you are done painting and your paint has dried, you're going to take your E6000 glue. Can you see that? E6000 glue. And we are going to add some pearls here, 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 and then on the back of the treasure chest, on the outside here and outside here. Now, this is optional, of course, but if you would like to do this, you are more than welcome to. If not, you can consider your treasure chest done and ready to go. In that case, have some fun. But I am going to grab my glass pearls and I'm going to add various different ones in different areas. Hopefully this will stick because it's about 30 degrees outside right now. My fingers are frozen and hopefully my glue is not frozen as well. Let's try this. Once the paint and the glue on your treasure chest have both dried, congratulations, you are done with your mermaid treasure chest or pirate treasure chest, whatever it is you're making. If you are the parent or a guardian of a child and you are throwing a mermaid-themed birthday party or a pirate-themed birthday party, remember that you can put goodies in this treasure chest for kids to take home. And also remember that if you like to make the birthday party extra special, you could always hire a mermaid in your local area to come visit your child for their birthday. Or you can contact me and I can even create you a custom video message for your child's birthday. Just let me know. Contact info is in the description box. As for my professional merfolk, please know that this treasure chest is great for putting business cards in. It is also the perfect place to keep treasures that you may want to pass out to children, or treasures that you may want to show children that you could pull out of your treasure chest and pass around. In addition to that, it is a great place to put tips if the event you're at allows you to have tips. With that being said, I have a tutorial on how to make a sign for professional mermaids that will help direct people towards putting tips in your treasure chest. Make sure you click in the description box below to find that, as it pairs very nicely with this video. Sorry for my sick voice, guys. Thank you for sticking around. Good luck with your treasure chest. Have a very, very magical day, and I will see you next Friday with another video. Bye!